Boris Johnson and especially the rest of the Tory party would love you to believe that somehow the UK economy is doing fantastic, that it's amazing. Don't worry, there's nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. Just ignore all that stuff that's going on. Just look at the numbers, line go up type of stuff. And we've seen on, on Reddit before, money printer goes brr type thing. That's what Boris Johnson wants the British public to sort of buy into around the economy. However, it couldn't be further from the truth. As I've said before, you look at our economic performance, the fact that under the recession caused by the pandemic, we were the most, we took the biggest hit out of all the other countries. We went down by like 21%. The next closest, I think, was Spain at about, I think it was 12%. So even then, there's quite a big difference. And now the only reason we have recovered so much and that our growth numbers look so good is that because if you minus 100 and then plus 100, you're still at zero. That is where what Boris Johnson is saying, that our economy is doing so good. But if you look at the numbers and you look at, again, economic performance, even throughout the 2020 and the pandemic and etc., the economy has not been doing good compared to other European countries. And as we've always said, after this pandemic, Brexit is still going to play a massive important role in damaging our economy and our trade and our exports. So, they can't keep this up forever. They literally cannot. And the numbers are going to, reality is going to be knocking on Boris Johnson's door very, very soon, or whoever, shall we say, the Prime Minister will be. So, as always, before we do get into the article, please do remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can buy me coffee. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and not watching, supporting the channel, and of course, on with the show. So, this comes from The Independent with the title of "The UK Economic Forecast is to Run Out of Steam in the Coming Months." A business group has downgraded its expectations for economic growth this year amid soaring inflation, tax rises, global shocks, and including Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The British Chamber of Commerce, or the BCC, predicted that growth would be 3.6%, down from 4.2% in its previous forecast in December, warning the UK economy is forecast to run out of steam in the coming months. The BCC said that the downgrades largely reflected the deteriorating outlook for consumer spending and a very weaker than expected rebound in business investment. Consumer spending is forecast to grow at 4.4% this year, down from its previous forecast of 6.9%, reflecting the historic squeeze on real household incomes from high inflation, they said. Business investment is also forecast to grow at 3.5%, down from the previous 5.1%, amid the expectations of weakening investment intentions and rising cost pressures, higher taxes, and failing confidence amid the deteriorating UK and global outlooks, including the impact of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Sarah Thune said, the head of economics at the BCC, said, "Our latest forecast has signalled its significant deterioration of the UK's economic outlook. The UK economy is forecast to run out of steam in the coming months as the suffocating effect of the rising inflation, supply chain disruption, and higher taxes weaken key UK drivers of UK output, including consumer spending and business investment." And again, the Tories love to spread the lie that they are somehow the party that looks after the economy. They aren't. They aren't at all. And of course, Russia's invasion of Ukraine is also likely to weigh on the activity by exacerbating the current inflationary squeeze on customers and businesses and increased bottlenecks in global supply chains. Our latest outlook suggests a legacy of COVID and Brexit is an increasingly unbalanced economy with growing reliance on household spending to drive growth. Such economic imbalances leave the UK more exposed to economic shocks and reduce our productive potential. The downsides is rises to the outlook are increasing. Russia's invasion of Ukraine could drive a renewal economic downturn if it stalls activity by triggering a sustained dislocation for supply chains or other significant inflationary surges. The tightening of monetary and fiscal policy, too, aggressively risks weakening the UK's growth prospects further by undermining confidence and damaging household, the firm says, finances. The Treasury spokesperson said, "We know the global developments are creating significant economic uncertainty, but the support we have provided throughout the pandemic has put us in a strong position to deal with the challenges with the fastest growth in the G7 last year and the unemployment rate close to the pre-pandemic levels." Again, still sticking to that line. We are striking the right balance with over 20 billion help with the cost of living this financial year and the next. The grants, loans, and tax reliefs for businesses, boosting growth and productivity remains a key aim for the government. We will continue to invest in capital, people, and ideas that make a reality. Again, things aren't looking good. Things are not looking good economically for the UK. And one of the good things, by the way, that's going to come out of this is it will destroy the myth that the Tory party is like a good custodian of like the British economy. It isn't. It really, really isn't. Remember, one of the biggest recent economic disasters, was it Black Monday or Black Tuesday? It was something like that. Happened under John Major, a massive economic downturn that happened to them. We've gone through almost 15 years of Tory government putting on a very aggressive austerity program that is being very much forced upon local councils. This is why, by the moment, you've probably been noticing that there's been a couple of like council strikes and these, bin men, etc., like council workers trying to strike for more money. And while I am sympathetic to their strike, the problem is these councils just do not have the money to be able to give those pay rises out. Why? Because they have been for years strangled because of Tory austerity, and even more so if you were a Labour council. So this is the unfortunate reality that we are in. And the idea that the Tories are good custodians of the economy will hopefully come crashing down around their ears, and that they will never, ever be able to say that again with, shall we say, a straight face. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button on your way out. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can, buy me coffee. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all